Hi guys, it's Mari Cano. So nice to meet you guys over Zoom or through your phone or through your tablets. Today I'm going to be talking about budgeting better, saving money, and giving ourselves challenges on how to be successful for the holidays. And with that, I'm going to share my screen. Alrighty. Oh, don't know what happened there. How do I share it? There we go. So can you guys see my screen? I'm not sure if you guys are going to edit it because I can't see it.
Yes, I'm sorry, we can see it.
Yes, okay, sorry. Alrighty, so once again, my name is Mari from Buen Camino. Just to kind of give you a little bit about us, we started in San Antonio as a not for profit about 2 or 3 years ago. I've been with them for about a year and a few months. I was previously in the banking industry here in San Antonio. And what brought my attention to Buen Camino is how we want to make sure we bring financial guidance to everyone. And with that, we help people budget better, spend less, and save more. And so typically, if we would have had a presentation with people like chatting and everything, I would ask you these questions and you would repeat them back. What I would like for you to do today is ask yourself these questions at home. So the first one is, who manages the finances in your household? Sometimes it could be both parents, or if you're a single parent, maybe it's just you, or maybe you live with someone else who manages the finances. So maybe ask your little family unit who is in control or who manages your finances. The next question is, who likes to save the most in your household? I don't know if you're anything like me, but my husband and he's more of the saver and I'm more of the spender. So figure out amongst your family unit who is the one that likes to save most in your household. The next question is who is more likely to make impulsive shopping in your household? Um, I'll be the guinea pig here, and that is definitely me. So ask yourself these questions. And I know sometimes that talking about money can be uncomfortable, right? And many times we didn't grow up sharing these conversations, but it is so important, especially in these times with the pandemic. I know there's been a lot of ups and downs, right? A lot of us have been on unemployment or we don't know what we're going to do with our finances. And so ask yourself these questions and be honest and allow yourself to be vulnerable so that you can have growth for yourself and for your family. So, what are the four main things we spend our money on, right? It's going to be our housing, our utilities, our food, our transportation. Those are the four that we generally spend most of our money on. But we also know that there's other things, right? Like, like our bills. A lot of the times during COVID, what did we get? We got Hulu, we got Netflix. I'm pretty sure a lot of us got like new games on our iPads to pay with them, and we'll talk a little bit more about those later. But what I want us to focus on are these four categories. And so with Buen Camino, when we meet with you one on one, and once again, this is all free. There's no cost to you guys, but what we like to do with you is sit down with you for about an hour and help you visualize where your money is going. And so, a lot of the times, maybe you grow up tracking your money on an expense sheet or on a spreadsheet. I grew up learning about money through my mom. She had this big green ledger, right? And she would write down, oh, you know what? I got to pay my JC Penney bill, I got to pay my Macy's bill, water bill, house, etc., right? And so the way we approach it is we show you a wheel. So if you notice on my screen, there's a circle and there's three color categories. Actually, there's four. So there's the circle, the whole circle is black. And then we have orange, blue, and yellow. And so what these represent is savings, orange, blue, bills, and yellow left to spend. So once again, right here, The black is what you earn, the orange is how much you save, the blue is what you spend on bills, and the yellow is what you have left to spend. And so we meet with you on a one-on-one base and we figure out what your family money wheel is, right? And sometimes that's where you end up realizing like, "Oh, wow, you know what? I I do have a lot of bills and you know what? I am saving maybe 10, $50 a month, but maybe if I cut down some of these things, like I know we're not going to the gym right now because of COVID. Maybe I can cut that out and save $15 a month. Or you know what? We're not eating out as much. You know what? I can now apply that to my credit card payment. Or you know what? I can save that for an emergency." And so I'm going to show you a family that we have worked with, right? We're going to call them family X. And this is how their money wheel looks like. So they are a household of five. They have two sources of income, parent one and parent two. And so whenever we did their money wheel with them, we learned that what they mainly have is blue, their bills, right? And they had a little bit left over for left to spend. But if you notice what's missing, would you guys, what do you guys see that's missing? The color orange, right? And so what does the color orange mean again? Our savings. And so that family realized, you know what? We're not saving. We're in the middle of a pandemic. We don't know what can happen to our jobs, but we want to keep our family safe, right? And so what can we do? You know what? I mean, I think I need to trim some of this right here, some of my blue, my bills, and I need to reduce my expenses. And so we meet with you once again, one on one, completely free, confidential, not in a classroom setting. It's just me and you. And we can schedule this over Zoom, over Microsoft Teams, and everything that you see on my screen, we share with you, we send you pictures of, and we keep you accountable through bi-weekly check-ins or monthly check-ins. And so after we met with Family X, they selected, you know what, Maddie? I think I think I really need to work on my food. A yellow category, my left to spend. I noticed that I go out to eat for lunch almost every day. And so I think I'm going to select a tip of avoiding fast food for lunch and forcing myself to pack a lunch more often. I know that, maybe if one day I'm super hungry and I know I don't have time to eat or to make my lunch for work, I'll eat out. But you know what? I'm really going to be intentional. I want to make better habits for myself and I'm going to try this out. Okay. And also what I want to do is, you know what? I realize I use my debit card a lot. And so and sometimes it's for unnecessary things. How many of us go to the corner store or the gas station and at the end of the day you're like, "Oh man, I really need a bag of hot Cheetos and a Coke," right? So, how about this week? I know this week I'm not going to be super busy. I'm just going to go home, straight home, and I'm not going to stop at any stores and buy any little knickknacks or snacks. And I'm going to challenge myself to a no spend week. Okay, well, what does that mean? Means I'm not going to swipe my debit card. I'm not going to spend anything. Of course, obviously, if it's really needed for my family, right? So, okay, let's try that tip out. And then lastly, the tip is, hmm, I have a lot of bills. That's what we saw on our money wheel, right? I don't even know where to start. I have three credit cards. I have the house payment. I have my car loan, my car insurance, and I have other little debts, and I don't even know where to start. I think I have a credit card that's around $200. I can pay it off in a couple of months, but you know what? I think I'm going to select the tip of paying the full balance of my smallest debt and repeat. And what that basically means is, okay, so if I pay off my $200 credit card, that means my $20 monthly payment that I was already paying on, I can add it to my other credit card or to my mortgage to start saving even more or to pay off that debt faster. You know what, Maddie? I think I'm going to do this. And what we do is we have a session as well, just like the money wheel called 50 Tips to Save. And this is where we spend a little bit of more time figuring out those smaller expenses that build up, which is like our yellow category, which is our fun money, our shopping money, our eating out money. And so we figure out these tips that we know can work for you. You select 2 to 3 tips and we keep you accountable to them to completing them within around 30 days. And we have seen a lot of our users make big differences. I don't know about you, but if I didn't spend any money in 1 week on non-essentials, I'm pretty sure, like, at least $50. I know I'm not sure if you're like me, but I used to love going to Starbucks before COVID, every day, and I added it all up, and I realized it was, like, $50 that I was spending a week, and so pretty sure we could do the math on how much that was in a month, right? So after, we met with Family X, we decided to meet 4 months later, due to the pandemic. We had some scheduling issues and everything like that, but we were able to meet back again, right? And so after we did our money wheel and after our 50 tep session, we redid it, and what do you guys see? Once again, we have our black, our income. What do we have now? We have our orange, we have savings, which is so awesome. Family X didn't believe that they could be able to save, especially during a pandemic. And just by talking to someone with no judgment, no jargon talk, none of that where you enter a facility where someone's dressed up in a suit and tie and they're here to talk to you about how to manage your money. No, it's just a regular person like me on my personal money journey, helping you and keeping each other accountable. And you can see that in 4 months, they were able to save money where they were never able to do that. And so, there was some challenges, right? There was some sacrifices that they had to do. And so, same thing, still a family of five, two different sources of income. And so, during our third session, they realized, you know what, Marty, we have a vehicle, an SUV that is really expensive, and we noticed that that's one of the reasons why sometimes we can't get by, or sometimes that's the reason why we're not being able to save. And we made the decision as a family to reduce our car payment by trading in our SUV for a smaller family car, and we were able to cut back that bill by $200, right? And so sometimes, once again, I said talking about money can be uncomfortable, or it can be hard, or it can even sometimes bring up emotions that maybe we don't want to talk about. But talking about it made this family able to reduce their payment and save money. And I don't know about you, but I've been eating a lot more at home, not eating out as much Taco Bell or Bill Miller's now. And so, just like them, we're eating more at home, we're spending less on eating out. And they also decided to continue their no spend week every other week, just to allow themselves to save that money and learn how to be more intentional and build better spending habits with their yellow, right? And so after 4 months, they paid off their credit card debt. Remember how I said they had at least 3 credit cards? And so with that, not having it anymore and being intentional, they're able to do this orange, right? And so you'll notice we have little squares right here. Each of these represent about 5% of your income. And so a lot of times financial experts say that we should be saving around 10 to 15% of our savings, right? And sometimes, well, what do I need to save money for? I know I'm going to get paid every 2 weeks, or you know what? I'll just continue to live paycheck to paycheck. I don't want to save, right? And so, sometimes we have goals, right? Or there's things that we value that we want to have in life. And so think about those goals. Do you want to retire one day? And so, you know what? Let's set aside 5% of our income and save it. Or you know what? I cannot wait to go to, I don't know, Hawaii or Cancun or somewhere one day, right? Or even go to Austin, or I don't know, I'm from El Paso, so that's a vacation spot for me, right? El Paso or Florida, LA. So you know what? Let me start a vacation fund because man, my family and we've been through so much. Let's do something fun together, right? And then lastly, save for an emergency. How much has this year shown us what an emergency savings, how important it is, right? I mean, I understand that a lot of us, we do live paycheck to paycheck, or maybe we feel like we don't earn enough money, but it's about being intentional with our money, right? If we just eliminated that one thing, that one little thing that sometimes, I don't know, is an emotional cover or like a blanket to you, maybe if we spend one less thing on that, that can get us to our goals or to our values, right? And so, again, I repeat this because it's so hard sometimes to talk about money, but it's like any other thing, right? Like mental health issues or getting help or how can I help my children, but how can I help my family too? And it's just having a conversation with someone. And so what I love about Buen Camino is that we work around your schedule, right? And we figure out what's easy for you. A lot of times we have Zoom calls and you can see the kids in the background and you don't ever have to worry about feeling embarrassed about that. I work from home too. I have my daughter Emmy and every once in a while you can hear her and she's playing with her toys, but our schedules are super flexible to work with you. We know most people they have 9 to 5 jobs or even nowadays, night shift work. And so we're here to work around your schedule. But before before I finish and give you a little bit more information on how to contact me, just once again, remember these are the four main categories that we spend our money on: housing, utilities, transportation, and food, right? But remember, our yellow, our left to spend, sometimes it's those small things that really make a huge difference. And then Buen Camino, we have tips to help you save on these and of course more categories as well. And so I'm not sure if you guys have ever heard of this, but paying yourself is the best way to save. Has anyone ever heard of that? Before I started with Buen Camino, I never heard of this. And so what does that mean? And so what's the first thing you do when you get paid, right? "Ah, you know what? I'm gonna go to the mall." Well, when we were able to, right? "I'm gonna go to Sephora. I'm gonna buy myself that new lipstick." Or, "You know what? Wow, they have this new video game," or something, right? "I deserve it. I worked so hard. I'm gonna get that for myself." Exactly what I said. You work so hard, pay yourself first. You deserve it. That money from your paycheck, grab $50, grab $20, put it aside, out of sight, out of mind. Hide it from yourself if you need it, right? And so we want to make sure that, once again, that we make this information available to everyone, right? And the cool thing about it is that a lot of the guides here in San Antonio, we do speak Spanish as well. So if you need someone to help you in Spanish, we can get that for you, right? And then lastly, what we offer is free virtual sessions. They're about 60 minutes, sometimes they're 45 minutes. And we, once again, chat about where your money is going. We see how much you have available to spend each month, and we learn some best practices on how to save. And right now, in 2020, we have three different conversations, and next year, we're going to have a lot of new sessions to offer with for you guys. We've seen a lot of growth. Last year, on average, our families were saving $130 to $150, which is so good. And this year we just had our meeting where we get to learn like how our users are doing, our clients, and how much money they're saving. And they're now saving around $300 a month just by putting into practice some of the tips and looking at their money wheel and sitting down with their families and having those conversations like, you know what, this week we're not going to eat out. This week we are going to save $20 because, next week we have to go to this event, or I know Christmas is coming. Like, what can I do? And so a lot of the times we feel hopeless during these times, or like, I want to get my children the best things, or I don't even know how to prioritize my budget. Like, who can I talk to that is not going to be someone who's trying to sell me something? And we're not in the business of selling. We're in the business of empowering you and your family and your community to be able to save money, to be able to feel hopeful and have some life-changing experiences and learn how to value money in a different way rather than just materialism, but to actually learn how to save money for yourself and for your family. And so, well, okay, cool. Well, how do I schedule a session with you or with another guide, right? So if you notice on the screen, I have my contact information. You're gonna notice that my name on there says Maridol. That's my real name. Don't tell anybody, but I go by Mari. It's just a little bit easier for you guys. You can text me at my cell phone number right here, or you can send me an email and we can chat more about the different things that we do with Buen Camino and how we can serve you. And if you guys have any questions, please send me an email or send me a text message in Spanish or in English as well. Si hablo el español. And once again, thank you so much. Please let me know if you have any questions. It was awesome meeting you guys, whether on Zoom or something. I know we're not meeting face to face, which is something that I truly miss, but I'll see you later.